Hello everyone, Absent Friend here, and today we're coming at you with another advanced guide for Disney Villainous. Today, we'll be looking at Hades. So grab your chariots, let's head onto the game table and check it out. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to be alerted when new episodes are available. And here we are at the game table with Hades. Alright, so some advanced strategies with Hades. Well, he has a few things that he can do to kind of help speed up his process, but remember, he's incredibly slow. And it takes a while to get not only one Titan, but 3 Titans from here to there. And there's a lot of fate cards that can really mess him up. So, if you're going to play as Hades, you better be ready to play to win. And you really have to stay focused on your objectives. Okay. So let's talk about some combos that you can do to do your best and try to get these what are they the Titans over as quickly as possible. Okay, so let's say we have that Titan, and we're going to make use of this card right here. Okay, so this is going to be your best friend. Now one of the best things that you can do is make sure that you keep this open if possible, but if not, it's not the end of the world. You just won't be able to do it as a combo. All right, but whenever you play Titan, actually let me back up a second. Whenever you play Titan, you should always play them while you're either here or here, as long as this is available, but if not here while this is available. So try to keep these open. And so you're going to play Titan, and then you're going to immediately move it. And Argus is a really good one to do because you gain power every time you move them. So play, move. Anytime you play Titan, just as soon as you can play it, or as soon as you can move it. The only exception is if you get that condition where you get to play a Titan for free, you won't be able to do that, but at least that's happening before you start your next turn. So there's already a new Titan out before your turn even begins. So anyway, just play and move it in one turn, okay? So let's say I did that, and then on my next turn, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna do this card. Now, if I have 2 versions of the card, then I can use 4 power, one for each, or 2 power for this card and 2 power for another card, okay? So if you have 2 of those, play them back to back, if you can. And that'll move him directly over there, and he's already in his location. Or if you have the 5 power saved up, go ahead and do it in one swoop. This also helps him, skip over several people that, like Zeus, who might trap him if he lands in their location. So that's definitely one thing that you can do. I would say I have heard some people talk about getting your Titans like here and here, and then on your last turn, or like the turn you're going to win on, or the turn that's going to set you up to win, is just to play like that card and then play another one and just move everybody in place right at the last moment. And then that way, if your opponents aren't really paying attention and then they get caught off guard, they might not be able to stop you. So that is not a bad method, but I would think the best thing to do is just to get those Titans. Let's get another one out. Come on, Titans, where are you? Hello? There's one. Okay. Get these Titans and get them over here. Get them traveling as quickly as possible. Okay? So it doesn't matter if once again, I always think if your fators, if your opponents are too busy fading you, then they're not really busy on their own objectives for the most part. Okay, so that's one little combo that you can do. Play, move, and play, or you'll have to forgive me. I'm getting over a cold or sinus infection or something. I don't know. Play, move, or play and get ready to rumble and move twice. That costs a lot of power. Now, how do you get all that power? Because You know, you can really, if they cover these up, you can only get power here and here. And that's a good point. However, you can do one little thing, which is actually something I've used quite a bit, especially if I don't get a lot of Titans right away and I'm cycling my deck to try to get to those Titans. I am going there. I discard all my allies because I rarely ever use my allies. I'll use Panic and I'll use Pain, but I may not need to. Anyway, but yeah, so I'll use all of my allies as kind of fodder, if you will. And what is that? 1, 2, 3, that's 5. So then they're in my discard pile, and then I play the card that says I rule, which means I can get, what is that, 5 power? Yeah, it'd be 5 power. Yeah, for each ally and Titan. So really, if you use up all your Titans too, you could get like a 10, I believe. I wouldn't do that though. I wouldn't try to get all. But if the the stars align, you know, maybe you could make that happen, or at least get some free power out of it. So use this card, and like I said, I really just kind of keep the allies in the garbage for the most part, unless I need them to attack. But if I need them to attack, I'm going to play them, attack with them, and then they go right to the discard pile. Anyway. This card right here is probably one of the most useless cards in this deck. I never ever play it. I just get rid of it as soon as I see it. And I can't even think of a time where it would work. Okay, here is another strategy that you could do. Let's say you get all of your people over here, and they are, let's say Zeus is played here. And by the way, if you're a Fator and looking for ways on how to play against Hades, I'm going to talk about this when I get to that part. But if someone thinks playing Zeus here is appropriate, which means every time you move your people here, they all get trapped. Well, that's good in theory. However, this card right here, where'd it go? The planets align. You can untrap any Titans in your realm for whatever the cost, however many you got. If you have if all 5 are trapped, you can untrap them in one card. So this is probably the most powerful card in his deck. So definitely use them to your advantage, okay? But if they all happen to be here trapped, all you got to do is just pay 3 power, untrap them, and you're ready to win. So just kind of keep that in mind, Hades people. Don't worry about the trapping part. It does seem annoying, yes. The worst thing that can happen is when they move them back. But just go ahead and start moving them. Okay, let's talk about another combo, and that is with everybody's favorite item, and that is, where to go? The Chariot. Okay, so let's say we have Pyros over here. So I played him. Let's say I played him and I moved him, okay? And then on my next turn, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to move him again. And then I'm going to play my Chariot. And then I'm going to, at the end of my turn, move Hades with the Chariot over here and move him again. And so you could really just go back and forth. Move, Chariot, move, Chariot, move, okay? So don't be afraid of that. Now, another item that is very, very handy, and a lot of people seem to ignore it, or at least in my experience, and that is this guy right here. Most of these Titans can take out most of the heroes, or if not, their combined strength will take them down, even up to Hercules and Zeus and all them. So as soon as you get a mortality potion, use it. And that way you can use your Titans to vanquish those heroes instead of your allies. But again, you may want to use your allies so that way they can be in the discard pile and you can use them to gain power. But if you're desperate, I mean, this only costs 2 power. If you have Panic, where is he? If you have Panic in your realm, which by the way, I always try to play him there because that way everything is cheaper and I get to play 2 cards cheaper. But another option is to play him here, so that way you can play Titans cheaper and go ahead and get them moving. Or you could also do the same thing there, as long as that's not covered. Anyway, however you want to do it. I like to do it here just so I can have the 2 cards. And if I have to play Titan, if it lets me play Titan for cheap, then I'll do that. But most of the time I use it to play allies or items for cheap. And then this only costs 1 power. Put that on all the heroes that you can that are in the way. If there's a hero here, I wouldn't really worry about that. This, this could be, if you have the option of moving heroes with pain, then move them here, okay? Because this is probably the least objectionable space for heroes. Here's probably number 2, even though you can't play your 2 cards, it's not that devastating. But these 2, if they have heroes on them, that can be trouble. So try to get rid of them or move them as quickly as possible. So that's where pain comes in handy. He's probably your most efficient ally because he can just move those heroes, no problem. Also that Stratos, yeah, there he is. He can move heroes too. But again, you need to focus on getting him over here rather than trying to move heroes. So, okay. Those are some combos and some advanced strategies that you can do with Hades. I can't really think of anything else that I just said. Remember, the planets align works for any location, any part of the realm. As many as are trapped, you untrap them 1 go, and you just keep on going. So don't worry about that. Everybody else, like I said, just use them and use those conditions if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Be very careful using this card. This is the card I was mentioning before, not that one. Yes, you want to try to get those allies or titans fast, but you could also discard some of those more powerful cards like Planets Align or Get Ready to Rumble. So I rarely, if ever, play this card unless I'm very desperate. Okay, let's talk about the Fates. Alright, so now if you want to stop Hades, let's say you've got somebody who really knows what they're doing with Hades. And I know someone who plays Hades all the time and is getting really good with them. Let's talk about some ways to stop or at least slow them down. First of all, Hercules should always be played here. Unless he has 3 titans that are beyond the underworld. If any 3 titans are beyond the underworld, maybe you ought to play him somewhere else. Although, it might not still be a bad idea to play him there, because if you get everyone's favorite, this card, you could move him to a better location, or you can move a Titan backwards and trap him. Or it's not really trapped, he just can't move. He's not trapped, he just can't move. And that would work like that. So maybe this is probably the best place for Hercules. Will he be defeated very easily? Absolutely, because all you gotta do is play some Titans there and put the mortality potion on him and he's gone. But still, it's definitely a hindrance. Now let's talk about Zeus, because a lot of people like to play Zeus here. Don't. Remember, did you see what I did earlier, showing people how to untrap Titans really fast? You think this would work and you think this would be advantageous. It's not. Let me show you what is advantageous. Either here or here. It depends on certain circumstances. I like to put him here just so I can cover that double card play action. And when Titans move into his location, they get trapped there rather than here. So they still have to be untrapped and then moved again. And then I just use some kind of random villain to cover this spot. Hermes is really good because not only can you just play him and cover up that move action, but you can also get him to call out Zeus for the next one. For this, unless an ally is really, really bothering you or you have no choice, get rid of the chariot. Just get rid of the chariot, or you could also get rid of mortality potions. Okay, because it does not say it has to be an item on Hades' side of the deck. It could be a fate item, or it could be an item that's up here too. Any item works, not just the chariot. The mortality potions count. So if there's a mortality potion that's about to be used to easily vanquish a hero, use this card, use this fate card to get rid of it. Okay, unless the chariot's out. If the chariot's out, get rid of that. You can replace heroes. This hero is also another good one to play because you can move them to a different location. And so if there's anybody here, you can just play Pegasus here to move one backwards. Okay, any hero that allows you to move. And then Megara, she's good because the hero, you can move her from her location to any location. So let's say, I don't know, let's say Hercules, maybe you've got all the Titans over here, maybe there's some here, and you want to move Hercules, so you can play Megara here, and she'll take over for him, and then move Hercules wherever it's more appropriate, okay? So there's that. Medallions, of course, put them on Hercules and Zeus. Also, Hera is one. Sorry, Hermes. Hera is another one. Now, you want to play her where there's a Titan that needs to be trapped. But remember, she can be moved with Megara. Megara can move her to trap another Titan. Or you could go the distance to move her. Instead of moving a Titan backwards, you can move her to trap a Titan. It just depends. Pay attention to how often Hades uses that Planets Align card. He does have a few copies of it, but if he's used them all and he's still got some cards to work through here, it's going to be a bit before he can untrap them. So watch the board carefully. If he's not been using Planets Align very much, your best bet is to move those Titans backwards rather than trapping them, because he'll just easily untrap them. Phil, I don't bother with Phil unless he is unless he's going to block stuff like Mount Olympus. And remember, of course, he gets 1 strength if Hercules is around. Big deal. But yeah, so always cover these 2 right here. I wouldn't worry about these 2 unless it's strategically advantageous to stop Titans or trap Titans. Okay? All right. So that's it, folks. That's all I really got for you on Hades as far as how to take your game to the next level and try to win with him and really surprise some friends on how good you can be with Hades, because I've seen some very good players with Hades. It's very possible to win with him. A lot of people don't like him because he's so slow, but give him another chance. Try out some of these strategies and see what works for you. All right, if you have your own strategies for Hades that I haven't mentioned here, please leave them in the comment section, and I love to read them and try to incorporate them into my own playthroughs to see how well I can do with them. All right, so I really appreciate you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And this is your absent friend, signing off.